This is the true story of Richard Miracle and his family. These are not actors. They are the real people.
Ready or not, here I come. Yeah, throw in real high. All right. You're doing great, Alex. Here you go. Ready? Woo, good job. Awesome throw.
It's really hard to lose your dad.
All right.
He didn't die, but it sure felt like it. He stopped being with me. Then he didn't come home for days at a time. And when he did, it was worse.
Hey, what are you doing? Give me the purse back.
Give me the purse.
No.
It's my money.
For what, your nose?
Shut up. You're crazy. Give it to me. It's mine.
Why did you wake up Alex?
It's my money.
We need it for food.
Give me the purse. It's my money.
I can't trust you. Where have you been, huh? 2 days.
Shut up.
No. Give it back.
It's my money.
It's our money.
Give me the money.
You don't need it.
Mine.
No, we need it for food.
I am out of here.
The drugs made Rich a monster. He lost his business and his jobs. He lost his self-respect. And finally, Rich lost us.
The drugs had been fun for the first year. The next 8 years had been misery. After my wife left me, I went downhill faster. I was hopelessly addicted to amphetamines, living in a garage with some other insane speed freaks. And then they booted me out. I lived on the street for a while, panhandling for drugs. One day I couldn't stand it anymore. I sat there on the tracks for hours, waiting and waiting for the train to come as it did every day. But this time, it never came. Someone was looking out for me. I bummed some change and called my father.
One day he called and said, "Dad, you gotta help me." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "Take me to a detox." And I said, "No, Rich, I will not do that. You need to have some real help." And he didn't like my answer, so he hung up. A few minutes later, he called back. He said, "No, Dad, I'm serious. You have to help me." So I said, "Okay." So I called around to a few of these detox centers, and I was getting a no answer from all of them. But at one of the centers, they said, "Why don't you call the Salvation Army?" And I called, and the young man who answered that phone was a person going through the program here. And after he explained everything, I said, "Boy, this sounds just like what Richard needs."
After proving I wanted in by staying clean for a week, I was admitted. But could I really do it? When I decided to get clean, I had lost everything. So I wasn't doing this just for my family. I had to do this for myself. There's no free lunch. Everybody starts by working in the warehouse. The work therapy gave me a sense of purpose and dignity. And it helped me to build my body back up. Everything gets sorted, inventoried, and repaired as needed. I was amazed at the size of the operation and how everything is computerized and so efficient. Absolutely nothing is wasted. Rejected clothes are recycled into blankets and other items. In addition to the warehouse work, we pick up donations from all kinds of companies as well as individuals. Furniture, equipment, cars, trucks, even boats. And on Wednesday evenings, there's chapel.
That we all are created equal in the eyes of God, and therefore...
I was an atheist and felt uncomfortable there. Then one night, as each man gave his testimony about how the power of God changed his life,
today I can be the son, the brother, and the father that God meant me to be.
We're all brothers.
I came to realize that I needed that power. I came to know that God is real. He does care. And He has a purpose for my life.
You're here to get off drugs. But God's goal is to save your soul. And with His power, you will succeed. You will succeed.
As I experienced fellowship with the men, I realized I was not the only one. It helped me to overcome the isolation of my addiction. I began to look forward to my weekly one-on-one with my counselor.
But let me suggest that you not beat up on yourself.
We had family counseling too. We learned that addiction is a family disease, and that we all needed to heal. I discovered how my son Alex was in jeopardy. Addiction is a generational curse. If I could save myself, the sins of the father might not be visited on the son.
Something bad will happen.
We were here to demonstrate our support to him to get well, to get over his problem, and to let him know that we're here to help him.
In the anger management classes, we learned strategies for dealing with anger. In the relapse prevention classes, we learned to recognize all the triggers that can set off the obsessive thinking about drugs. In parenting classes, I learned better ways of communicating with my son.
Just over 15 years ago, I was in such bad shape you would not have recognized me. I spent the last 3.5 years of my drinking and using on Skid Row. But thanks to the Salvation Army, my life has been changed. So I certainly can testify to the power of the program to change lives and to build men and women of character.
Your donations of overstocked and slightly damaged merchandise are sold in Salvation Army thrift stores, which fund 100% of the ARC program. It gave me a second chance.
We're here tonight to recognize the very newest graduates of the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center. At this time, I'd like to call Richard Miracle to the podium. Richard?
The 6 months were a period of enormous growth. Finally, the day arrived. I was graduating.
When you stop and look at the success of this program, and when you attend the graduation and you see everybody hugging each other and realizing that they all came in with the same problem, but they're all leaving with the same results.
Can't tell you how much it means just to have everybody back together again.
Hey, that looks great, Alex. Wanting to reform wasn't enough. The Salvation Army had to teach me how. Today, 3 years after graduating from the ARC program, I'm a patient father and a mature husband. The relationship now with my parents and wife is better than ever. I have a great job. I'm finishing college, and I plan to go on to law school. I still have terrible nightmares of those horrible days, but now, when I encounter problems in life, I use the tools developed at the ARC. The ARC isn't a crash course, and it isn't a Band-Aid. Now I put my trust in God instead of drugs to numb the pain. We owe it all to the ARC. Your recycled goods can recycle human lives, just like mine.
A government study says that drug and alcohol abuse costs this country $246 billion a year. Thanks to your donations, people who were once part of society's problems are now a part of the solution. When you give your donations to the Salvation Army, you can trust that you're helping to change lives. This is not a handout, but a hand up. Keep hope alive!
That was great, Alex. That was really great.
If you can save one soul, it's worth it.